This is Dads and Dunks, your To The Point Wolves Talk podcast. I'm Tom.
And I'm Josh.
This week, the Wolves pulled off the biggest overtime comeback in NBA history against the Rockets and against Scott Foster, then turned around and got stomped by Detroit. We've got the full breakdown, plus the new logo, end-of-year awards talk, and whether Ant can return and play with pace. Let's get into it. Josh, what's up first?
First up, we have the weekly tip-off on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. We'll walk through last week's action, the scores, the standout moments, and the storylines that carry us into the week ahead. So this past week, kind of funny, we only had 2 games. We, to your point, beat the Rockets in overtime, 110-108 in an amazing comeback. And then we kind of got stomped by the Pistons on Saturday, 87-109. Tom, what do you want to talk about first?
I think we should do Pistons first if you're okay. We normally do it in order of when they played, but our stat chat and all the big storylines really came out of that Houston game. So if you're okay with it, we can hop right into Detroit.
Yeah, let's do it. I'd love to hear your thoughts. A couple of my main thoughts are, man, we missed a ton of shots. I think I saw like the most missed threes we've had all season. And in the second quarter, they threw up some stat like we hadn't scored in like 6 minutes or something. It just, I don't know. We didn't have Ant, we didn't have DeSumo, we didn't have McDaniels, but even the guys that we did have, it just felt like a clank fest. That's my takeaway.
Ant and Jaden substituted for Mike Conley and TJ Shannon. That was when I saw the starting lineup. I was like, oh, this is going to be bad. This is like the white flag being waved here at this point. So that was it. I think you have no DeSumo and DDV leading the team, but again, the scoring, DDV at 22, and then when you look at the box score, Gobert at 14, Randall at 11, and then you had like 9, 8, 6, 4, 3, all really, really bad. 32% total from the field, like 20 from 3, really, really ugly, really brutal. The whole game felt like just like garbage time, garbage time game. So that's why I wanted to do this one first and get to the next one. Detroit also quickly, no Cade Cunningham, but they are 5-2 since losing Cade, so they are a good, well-rounded team, healthier than we are. I do have a question around Cade, and if them playing so well without Cade, not that Cade isn't really, really good, makes you think any differently about, or the league think any differently about him being like above Anthony Edwards in MVP conversations. And I know Detroit was first in the East, so record matters in MVP conversations. But I'm curious if the rest of his team being so solid like hurts a player.
I mean, you said they're 5-1 since he got hurt.
They're 5-2 and now 6-2.
6-2. Well, aren't the Wolves 4-2 with Ant being out? And I feel like we had a pretty decent record at the beginning of the year when he was out too. I mean, it'd be interesting. Like, I would definitely think that the Pistons would not win a playoff series against a good team without Cade.
Yeah.
It's really hard because I feel like I'm noticing more this year, and I don't know why, but I'm just noticing that stars are just missing chunks of time on every team. And I don't necessarily think those teams are tanking. Like, when Denver didn't have Jokic, they actually did really well, and they kind of struggled when he came back. The Thunder with Shea, all these different things. So I think it's kind of just shifting the way I think about this. This season has just, I don't know, it's kind of changed my perspective where everybody in the NBA is great, and there's guys who maybe could have higher usage if there wasn't just, the star like a Cade or an Ant or whoever. And for a few games, you can kind of fill the cracks and maybe they play a little bit harder. But it doesn't really make me think Cade or Ant are any better or worse. I would still rather have Ant. I'm sure Detroit fans would still rather have Cade. But I was really looking forward to us both having Ant and Cade for this matchup, and I'm bummed that they didn't play. That would have been really fun to watch.
It would have been. And I didn't prep you for that question ahead of time. It was just something I wanted. And I don't know that I have an answer for it either. And also
what's your take?
My MVP, well, foreshadowing our MVP conversation later, Wemby, when he was out, the Spurs played really well too. So yeah. I don't know. I think that argument maybe falls a little flat with how deep these teams are at these really good teams that are going to be contenders or would be contenders.
The NBA is deep. I mean, I'm actually excited for us to have these 2 expansion teams, for us to have this expansion draft. I think it's going to be interesting. I think the teams at the top are so good and the teams at the bottom are not very good. But even the teams at the bottom have really good players. I'm excited to add 2 more teams and just kind of see what that does to the league.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. And then we can be in the East and I can watch more
better be in
Tyrese
the
Maxey.
East.
But then I'll
I
have to
just
root against Tyrese Maxey.
I just don't need these like 9:30, 10 o'clock West Coast start times.
Yeah.
Pass.
And I think the East is going to be better when they're all healthy again, too. So I don't know. It's not going to be a cakewalk in the East if we move to the East, but the game times will be much, much better. And we can do this pod earlier on Sunday nights.
Yeah, last week that kind of sucked. That was hard.
That was
Okay,
late.
back to Detroit. I will say you made fun of Terrence Shannon Jr. He had the best plus minus on the team, 0. But also just a really rough bench game. Like none of our starters had a positive plus minus. Shannon had the best at 0, but Naz minus 22, Jalen Clark minus 16, Bones minus 17. As the resident Bones fan, why has Mike Conley been starting over Bones? Is it because they need to keep Punch off the bench, or like why do you think they're doing that?
Can I ever guess why Chris Finch is doing this? Just because he trusts him? I guess. I
This
don't
is just his
know.
love for Mike Conley, like showing.
His love for, yeah, just like his love for Kyle Anderson, who I like and is a good addition to the team. It really feels like he has his players that he knows exactly what they're going to do and what they're going to give, even if they're not the most talented player at that position.
I will say Bones did play more minutes than Conley in each of the games. So even though he came off the
It was
bench,
a
he played
good
more.
story for him to get a start. It's like, oh, he's back and he gets a start and he plays pretty well, has a decent game. But now he can just go back. Can
Put him
he
on the
just go
shelf.
back to being on the end of the bench? Yes. Yeah. He's got his headband now. His like big wide
Got his
headband that he's
superpowers in
rocking.
his headband.
Yeah. But no, I don't have anything else on the Detroit game. Really ugly. I think the fun game is the Rockets game with the most storylines. So if you want to bop there, I'm happy to move us along.
Yeah, so tell me what you think about the Rockets game. Did you watch it live? Did you stay up and watch it live?
I did watch it live. Most of the time I don't. I was like, I'm staying up. Had a little bit of extra energy. Um, had some good decent life news, and I was like, all right, I'm feeling good. I'm happy. And I was like, let's try to do it. And then the next morning I was like, I'm so tired. I can't do that anymore. But I did stay up, and of course it went into overtime. The storylines around the officiating, pretty wild. The huge swings up and down. Şengün's bloody lip in his block, and just all sorts of craziness
He's annoying.
happening in that game. Yeah, he is. The one, we're going to just start throwing shade at people off the top. The flopping is just too aggressive for me,
Dude. He's
especially when you're a
big.
big man.
Yeah. And he's not thin. I mean, he's, if anything, kind of chunky, kind of wide. I don't know. Like, he looks like a refrigerator out there. And it's just like, I don't know. It's really annoying.
When they throw their head back on like the huge head back when they get just like barely touched, it's infuriating.
I will say,
Um,
I honestly blame the refs more than the players because the refs fall for it. It's like, just don't fall for it. And then these guys wouldn't do it.
Speaking of refs, Scott Foster, we talked
Set you
about
up. You
Scott
like that
Foster.
softball? You like that softball?
I did. One of our first episodes or early episodes, we had to talk about Scott Foster, and now we're
Yeah.
talking about Scott Foster again. And I would bet in the playoffs we'll probably be talking about Scott Foster again. So, Josh, background: why do we not like Scott Foster? For those listening that are like Scott, I mean, some people are like, "Fuck Scott Foster." Sorry, Remy, Julian, I don't swear on this podcast, but that's the general feeling for Wolves fans. So I don't know if you have
Yeah.
a take.
I just feel like he has a vendetta against our team. But a lot of fans from different teams would say the same thing. I think one of the most interesting things is Scott Foster was like buddy with Tim Donaghy, the guy who in 2007 was part of that betting scandal. And there was 134 phone calls between the two of them, like in that season when a lot of the stuff was happening. The investigation found no wrongdoing to Scott Foster, but he's a close friend. So there's some stuff there, but he just makes the games about himself. He seems like he gets overly emotional, whereas other refs maybe don't do that. I mean, like the Naz ejection in the Rockets game. I mean, it's just he does things that no other ref does, and he kind of gets away with it. And I don't understand why. Like, does he have naked pictures of Adam Silver? Like, why why let this guy make the game be about him? I know there's a lot of information out there that, like, on social media, like, negativity and rage is what fuels engagement, but I can't imagine the NBA is like, "Oh, everybody hates him. Let's just, like, keep him in all these important games." I do, like, kinda I don't know what the right word would be. When I see that Scott Foster's gonna be reffing a Wolves game, I kinda hang my head, I'm like, "Oh, this is gonna suck." Because it just takes away from the game, and I think no matter what side you're on, again, whatever team you're a fan of, I don't think anybody likes to see Scott Foster reffing their game. So why is he a ref? I don't know.
Um, we shouldn't know Scott Foster's name the way we know Scott Foster's name. I think that's the problem. You can argue with the call that Julius launching himself into a defender, quote unquote, and it being a flagrant foul when he's just like trying to physically get around a screen pretty clearly. That play happens all the time and it's never a flagrant. But the fact that you go review it and then you make it a flagrant, there's 0.2 seconds left before half, and you're over there trying to decide if they need to come back out to toss the ball in, just all the
Yeah.
little stuff, right? Just Naz saying, what did he even say? Naz said like he was moving. I don't know. He said barely anything
Yeah. I don't know.
before he got.
I think it's also interesting that if anybody is on Twitter, like in the NBA playoffs, there's this like meme of when a team is down and you want to get the series to extend, it's like the NBA calls in Scott Foster to like ref the game because he will mess it up. You know, the team who is maybe not doing as well will like get breaks because he's, I don't know, not honest. I don't like why would you yeah, he just has a terrible reputation. I don't think anybody really likes him. I don't think any fan base likes him. The NBA players seem to hate him. It's just a bummer because he got really involved in this game. Wasn't he also reffing the Christmas game, the Denver game? Isn't he the guy who tossed Ant in the overtime?
Yeah,
I mean, again, like maybe Ant did something he shouldn't have done, but he's a top 10 player in the league, and those guys get a lot more leeway. And it's really high, like tied the game to go to overtime. You're in overtime. It's the last game of Christmas. And he just tossed him. I don't know. No love for
yeah.
Scott Foster
Uh,
from this household.
we don't. Nobody likes him. Nobody wants to have him officiate their game. And I think the problem with the Wolves, just to extend this out a little bit, is that we're gonna into the playoffs too. We're gonna have Scott Foster, and after the game, it sounds like multiple players. Julius Randle was talking shit in the in the hallway
He was like
to
coming after him
him
too on the court.
afterward.
He was like pointing at him when we won.
Yeah, and Scott Foster, knowing how much he wants to make things about him, is gonna come back and have something to say about that in terms of officiating the Wolves, and the league needs to do something about that with him. There needs to be a phone call that says, "Don't retaliate against players for being frustrated with you. You're making it all about you."
Yeah.
And you can know the X's and the O's of the game and just be an official that really understands like the rule book in and out and still be a narcissistic a-hole. and making the game about you.
Yeah, it's just weird. Like, I
Um,
mean, this is a common phrase, but like nobody buys an NBA ticket to like see the refs, and I just feel like he just gets himself involved however he can. It's just kind of a bummer because it was a great game. I mean, it's to your point, the largest comeback in overtime in NBA history. We were down 13, we won a 15-0 run to win the game in overtime. Kind of a like rock fight of a game, not necessarily beautiful. I thought Jaden played great on offense. I thought he did a pretty good job on KD throughout the game. I thought Gobert was good. I think he had like 14 points, 14 rebounds, a bunch of blocks. He fouled out, but like monster game for him. Uh, Randall, I mean, he hit the game winning shot, so I got to give him his love. But he had a bunch of turnovers. He didn't look super great, but he did hit that game winning shot. He was a part of the comeback. I don't like Julius Randall, but DDV hit some threes in the fourth, the game tying three. I thought Naz was playing good, but then he got ejected, which is crazy that we came back in overtime without Rudy, without Naz. I mean, Terrence Shannon was out there finishing the game. It was, if anybody didn't watch this game, just watch like the last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter and watch the overtime.
I did take to two of those points, to the DDV and the Terrence Shannon Jr. point. These were things I wanted to bring up too. DDV hitting that game tying three, I think I was like, yes, because if he'd missed it, he's been lacking confidence it felt like a moment that maybe he could build on, where he sees that shot in a big moment as we're moving forward in this race and into the playoffs to get his mojo back and to be able to sort of just be confident to be pulling the trigger on threes. And then TJ, when I saw him in at the end of the game, I was happy because
Yeah.
I feel like we never get a chance to see young guys in clutch moments for the Wolves because Finch never plays young guys, even in like normal minutes, not even clutch time. Just a good experience for that intense atmosphere at the end of a game
Hmm.
to just have TJ have experienced it. So,
Yeah. I mean, I like him. I
um,
would like for him to get minutes. I know he hasn't played great, but I think his game is something that would add to the overall makeup of our team. I thought he played pretty well in the playoffs last year in those limited minutes. He made an impact. He's an older guy. He's played in big college games, but yeah, I thought he did good in the playoffs last year. He athletically, he can match up with these teams. Can't say about that about all our young guys. Um, so yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad he got some minutes, and hopefully it helps him grow.
yeah, the Julius Randle comment, he did, yeah, he was important to the win, but also didn't play all that well again still. Really looking forward to Ant being back. I can't believe we had a comeback like that without Ant. That was really amazing. I almost turned it off in overtime.
Oh
And then
man,
it
who'd have
was,
stayed up
I
that late
mean,
to not see the last little bit?
I was texting my buddy Alex. We went to the U of M together, but he lives in Colorado, and he did in fact turn the game off in overtime.
Oh, a shepherd?
Yeah.
Oh, poor guy.
Yeah. So uh do not turn the game off on the Wolves, I guess. They're that good
They're that good or
even
that
without
bad.
Ant.
You never know. You just never know what you're getting.
Wild.
Well, transitioning into stat chat. Before we do that, let's be real. Most body wipes suck. They're too small, too dry, and they never actually get rid of any sweat or odor. That's why today's sponsor, Shower, is built different. Shower body wipes are huge, packed with powerful ingredients, and individually wrapped to actually clean, refresh, and deodorize your skin. Toss a few in your bag for a quick refresh, whether you're coming from the gym, a long day at work, or just life on the move. So if you're looking for a way to feel fresh on the go, check out shower.co. That's shwr.co. And right now, when you buy a box, they'll send you another one for free. Just use promo code DUNKS at checkout. So for Stat Chat today, I thought it would be interesting. We normally talk about offensive rating, net rating, defensive rating, all those things. I looked at how we've been doing in the 6 games that Ant missed. Tom, you don't know that I did this. What do you think
I
our
don't. This is
offensive
news to
rating
me.
is in the 6 games that Ant wasn't here? We're
Um
4-2 in those 6 games. 27th. What do you think our defensive rating was?
I don't know.
You have to guess.
Defensive rating. I'm gonna guess. 15th.
First. For an overall net rating of 9th, which is interesting. Like, it makes sense though. You don't have Ant. He's an amazing offensive player. So our offense creators. I don't think he's maybe given the best effort on defense this year. And our defense looks good. Also, I will say, like, some of the opponents has something to do with that. I mean, you played Utah, smoked them. Portland is like a defensive team, not great offensively. We played great defense against Boston. Houston was a rock fight. Detroit, they're a great defensive team. Phoenix, we held them to 104. They're pretty good. So, I mean, there's some things that lean into that, but I thought it was interesting. You don't have Ant for 6 games. What's he known for? You know, positive and negative. And I think that kind of showed with the team. 27th on offense, first on defense. I just thought it was interesting.
Yeah. Also, trying to think, I mean, I guess we've been without Io. I don't know how many other of these players that have been out with. I know
Jaden
the
missed a
addition of
game.
Slow-Mo.
Naz missed a game.
Yeah, and Slow-Mo was back a little bit at the end with Ant, but more Slow-Mo time would maybe hurt offensively and help defensively too.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. I thought that was interesting. Like,
Yeah, I
basically,
did not know you were going to do that. So
best
that
at defense, worst at offense. Yeah.
is when you're starting Mike Conley and Terrence Shannon Jr., back to our other commentary over Jaden McDaniels and Anthony Edwards.
Yeah.
I think your offensive production may slip a little bit.
Yeah. Little plummet there. Okay. So then now
Awesome.
we're going to be at Dallas, at Detroit, at Philly, and then we have home versus Charlotte. So 3 road, 1 home. Tom, there's a couple of your teams in there. What do you think? What's our record in those 4 games? And we should also say the news today is that Ant will be back Monday versus Dallas. And if he plays in every game to finish this season, he will be eligible for NBA awards. He would hit just 65.
Okay. Dallas is a win. Detroit, with everyone back, is a win. Philadelphia
Dude, you're going to say a loss. It's your
is
team.
another win, and then we lose to Charlotte.
So you're saying we'll go 3-1? What do I think? Yeah, I think we beat Dallas. I mean, it's at Detroit, but they shouldn't have Cade back, and we should have all the guys that we didn't have. We also just lost, and you think we'd play hard. Philly, man, they hit so many threes against us. VJ Edgecombe looked great. I don't know if that'll. Tyrese Maxey had 40. I don't think we had Gobert that game. I think that was one of the games he missed with like the flagrant foul situation. Charlotte's been playing great lately. I'm excited for that game. I think we go 3-1 and we lose to Philadelphia. I don't know why. I think we lose one, and
Makes
I
sense.
picked it because it's a road game, and that's an interesting matchup. Maxey is a tough matchup for us. I think those really, really quick point guards are hard for Jaden to guard. So yeah, 3-1.
I think Philadelphia and Charlotte will be the games that I find are like the funnest to watch. I think those are going to be fun
I mean,
games to
Detroit's
watch.
pretty fun, man. I don't know. And what if your guy Cooper Flagg, the guy that you always trash on, what if he plays? That'd be cool.
I don't always trash on Cooper Flagg. I trashed on him one time, and now I'm the guy who hates Cooper Flagg.
People don't forget,
I think
Tom.
he's going to be I think he's going to be a good player
Well, let
in
us
the
know,
NBA.
people who listen to this podcast. You can text us, you can email us, dadsanddunks@gmail.com. You can tell us on social media. What's the Wolves record? Who do we beat? Who do we lose? I don't think anybody said we'd be 1-1 with a loss to Detroit last week.
Yeah, we were both 2-0. We were too optimistic.
Okay, one big thing, Tom. So I wanted to talk about, for one big thing, the rumored Timberwolves logo, and Tom wanted to talk about NBA awards. So we're going to talk about both of them. Tom, which one do you want to talk about first?
Well, I wanted to talk about NBA awards because I wanted to trash on Cooper Flagg for Rookie of the Year and say that it's Kon Knueppel.
Okay, so let's start with NBA awards. Which one's first? You want to talk about Rookie of the Year?
Sure. I think impact on a team that's winning way more games than they were supposed to win or that people thought that they would win.
Mm-hmm.
Long term, I'm not arguing that Kon Knueppel is going to be a better player than Cooper Flagg, but this award isn't about that. And VJ Edgecombe, also need to throw his name in here because I love VJ and Maxey and that crew. But I'm making my case for Kon Knueppel. The 3-pointers made this season for a rookie is out of control, and Charlotte's playing way better than we thought that they would be, and is actually like making a run in the East,
Yeah.
which is ridiculous to even say. But he's been a big part of that. And I think with how much Cooper Flagg, how much time he missed, and then VJ's been playing well, but just really feels like Kon Knueppel's moved up the board for me.
So can I ask you then, why do you think it's Knueppel over Edgecombe? Because Philly's got a better record.
Yeah, I think Philly's squad is just better. Like that's why their record's better.
Yeah.
But in terms of overall impact, you still have Maxey and Embiid, and I think that I think VJ Edgecombe's super fun to watch, and I also still think VJ Edgecombe's probably going to be a more valuable player long term than Kon Knueppel. But man, Charlotte's been fun, and they're a fun team to watch. I think that's why I said I'm excited to watch them, and I really like watching Philly too. But I think that I just had no faith. I thought that Charlotte was going to be selling pieces and trying to just continue to rebuild, getting rid of their core, and then they've turned it completely around. Ball making like 4 wild plays a game instead of like 14 obviously has helped them this year. But yeah, I don't know. How about you? Do you have a horse in the race? All right.
It's probably Kon Knueppel. Charlotte's 27-12 in the 2026 calendar year. That's the third best record in the NBA. He missed some time before that, not as much as Flagg. I think he might not be the clear-cut first option for his team like Flagg is in Dallas. Few rookies can really claim that. I think the big thing is Flagg has just missed a lot more games, and his team is really bad. Uh, I think they're both great players. I think this was a really good draft class. I mean, I think all those guys are going to be really good players. Knueppel, Flagg, Edgecombe, but there's other guys too, like Queen could be good, Fears, Trey Johnson could be good, um, Ace Bailey could be good. There's a lot of guys who I think are like compelling. I'm trying to like think who else I liked. Oh, I like Coward at Memphis. Yeah, there's a lot of guys. I mean, we have Baron J. I think he has a chance to be a good player too. So it's probably Kon Knueppel. I think they're a good story. I'm interested to see like I think Brandon Miller, Kon Knueppel, some of those guys are great. Like, do they keep LaMelo? Like, is he a part of that? I don't know. Like, I'm interested to see what they do this offseason. But yeah, I'd probably say Kon Knueppel's first. But if I say who do I want to like start my franchise, I'd pick Cooper Flag.
Yeah, I would too. I would too. But I think they got to keep LaMelo Ball just because of the like butts in seats with the ownership. Even if it's not, I feel like people. He has. Doesn't he have like one of the best selling jerseys in the NBA? I feel like all these young kids love
Yeah,
him, just because of the way he plays.
yeah, but sometimes the way he plays
So,
is not conducive to winning. I mean,
to winning a
LaMelo is
championship.
probably their best player right now. I would say Brandon Miller's probably their best scorer, but Kon Knueppel might be the most well-rounded player. He's not terrible defensively. He's a good passer. He's a good rebounder. He's a great shooter. Um, yeah, it's probably Knueppel. But I mean, similar to when LaMelo won it over Ant, LaMelo's team was a little bit better. LaMelo was maybe a little flashier, but who'd you rather have on your team, right? You'd rather have Anthony Edwards, and that's bared out.
Yeah, of course. Okay, on that one. Okay, so we're close on that one. I'm gonna throw. I know that Shea is gonna get
Okay,
MVP. So, but I would like to make the case for Victor Wembanyama for MVP because I do
go
not
ahead.
like Shea
Let's hear the case. I'm
Alexander in
I'm
part.
very open to
This is in
this.
part because I hate Shea. Um, I think. Let's see. So ridiculous since returning from his injury, almost 25 points, 11 rebounds, 3 blocks, running away with Defensive Player of the Year. His comments. So when asked about it, which I also love, when he's talking about ethical basketball and throwing shade at Shea. Then when they asked him about the MVP race, and his argument for why he should be MVP, he said, "My first one would be that defense is 50% of the game, and that is undervalued so far in the MVP race. I believe I'm the most impactful player defensively in the league. Second argument would be that we almost swept OKC in the season, and we dominated them 3 times with their real team." And his third argument would be offensive impact is not just points. And I can't disagree with any of that. I think your offensive impact, though, in the MVP race does matter more than your defensive impact because can put the ball in your hands, and on defense, you are what you are. The offense gets to dictate that. But the never minds with him on defense are almost comical. Like in addition to the amount of blocks, when his players get within 15 feet of him and they decide it's not worth shooting. So that impact alone, um, so we're talking about like his offensive gravity is really big, but his defensive like anti-gravity. I don't know how you would describe that, where people are just like repelling away
Mhm.
from him, is so amazing. And also the fact that the Spurs weren't supposed to be, I don't know, battling OKC for the top spot in the league. Like people thought it was another year, they're going to be a
Yeah.
good team, and he took them to another level. And the rest of their team is really good too. They drafted really well. They got a really talented squad all
Mhm.
around him. But his leap has been noticeable. And so I'm just saying, ethical basketball, give me Victor Wembanyama. How about you?
I like it. They also have the best record in 2026. I think they have the best record since All-Star break. So yeah, he's a winning basketball player. I really enjoy watching him. I don't think Ant's gonna be anywhere in contention for a number of reasons, even though I think he's amazing. I think Jokic is the best player in the NBA, and I think he can just win a game. Although it's fair, Victor Wembanyama is way more impactful defensively. I just think Nikola Jokic is a cheat code on offense. Like there's no way to stop him. If you double him, he's going to get an assist. If you don't, he's going to score. He gets a ton of boards. But their team was also pretty good when he was out. So interesting to see. I think I think Shea's going to get it. To your point, I don't enjoy him as a basketball player. So I would love it to be somebody else, whether it's Wembanyama, whether it's Jokic, but I agree. I think it's going to be Shea, unfortunately. So hopefully that means one of those guys can take him down in the playoffs if we don't get to.
I knew you were gonna go Jokic. I had in my notes. Should I ask if it's gonna be Jokic for Josh?
I agree that I don't think he'll get it.
um,
Every time I watch him, and it's something that I like, enjoy watching him more than anybody else. I just think, man, he just controls the game. Like he is a cheat code. It's just wild to me.
yeah, I would prefer Jokic too. And I would still put Luka below Shea on my who do I want to get it ladder.
Yeah, I probably like Luka more than Shea.
Not who will get it. Who do I want to get it ladder? I mean, who do I want to get it ladder? Obviously, Ant, but I think we could talk about that too. Ant has gotten no love for it. Do you think that's in part the injuries? Do you think that's in part just because we've underperformed and didn't beat bad teams, so we're not 1-2 in the West? If the Wolves were battling OKC for that first place spot in the West, do you think the narrative around Ant getting any sort of favorable odds or any odds
Yeah,
at all in like a top 5 conversation
I
would
think
be
if we had a
different?
better record, absolutely. I mean, if we were second in the West, like the Spurs were, if we're top 3 record in the league, I think it'd be pretty tough for him not to be in that conversation because he'd be like, "Whoa, Ant must have really like helped this team." Um, I mean, what are we right now? We are fifth, but we're only a half game up on the Rockets for sixth. I mean, we're 11 games behind San Antonio. Like they've just had a markedly better season than we have. They're going to get 60 wins. We're going to try to get 50 wins. Um, yeah, that's why I think K's getting so much love. They are the best team in the East. They're 5 games better than the second team. Like I just think those things matter.
Yeah, next year, Ant, don't dick around with bad teams, and we'll maybe
I
you'll be
mean,
an
I do think
MVP.
like
Yeah,
his clutch performance is probably like the strongest backing of why he should be considered for the MVP. His efficiencies in the clutch way he's taken over is fantastic. I don't know what Wemby's stats are in the clutch, but he's so good defensively. To your point, but yeah, I just think I don't know how many times has the team that has the 5th or the 6th best record in a conference had the MVP. Probably not very often. I haven't checked it, but I would imagine it's generally somebody who's like
yeah. Somebody want to let us know. We
it's probably somebody who's top 3, on in one of the conferences, but we're 5th, almost 6th. Like, so we have the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, like the 10th best record in the league. I don't know. Unless you just have crazy stats, you're probably not going to win MVP.
yeah, that's true. So we just need to be better as a team. All right, the Wolves got to pick it up. All right, so those are the main ones. Any other ones that you want to talk about? Obviously, clutch player of the year, Anthony Edwards, of course.
People
But
are saying
other than that,
Shea's
any
going to
other
get
ones you
it.
want to touch on, or we can talk
People
about
are going to say
Jersey?
Shea's going to get it.
That would be really frustrating for
That would be
me.
frustrating. No, that sounds good. Yeah, I think Wemby's going to get Defensive Player of the Year. MVP will be interesting. We'll see
Yeah,
about Rookie of the Year. It's a good class in general, but I want to talk about the new logo.
I'm excited. When you posted that, I was like, "Is this for real? Is this happening? Is this the one?" So you're the one who posted. So why don't you kick us off on the
So if
jersey
people
and the
go
logo?
on Twitter, you can find this supposed logo that's been leaked by Fanatics. Um, it's right here, but I'm sure there's a better way for you to see it. But it's kind of like the current logo. The wolf is positioned a little bit differently. It's still a circle. It's still the ball. It's still basically the same, but it's got more of like the original logo colors, like the original, not the shirt that I'm wearing, like the original white and light blue ones. So I don't like it. Well, I should take a step back. I I think it's a
Like,
good logo.
hang on, this
Yeah,
one.
it's like those colors. I think it's a good logo. But like I said, I think good is the enemy of great. I think that the logo that I'm currently wearing is a great logo. This is what I want. I don't like the circle logos. Everybody has a circle logo. It's got the basketball. I don't really like that. I like the colors fine, but I just think they could do better. Like I think this logo is great. Why are we going away for something great? Or if you want to do something, I just think this logo is like fierce and athletic and strong. And I think the wolf in this picture is like I don't know, he's not special. He looks like he's kind of
He could be like a sad howl.
that's an
Like that could
embarrassing
be
I don't
like a
want a
sad
sad howl
howl.
for my logo, like, what? No.
uh, yeah, I like the original circle logo a lot. I'm cool with the circle. I don't like the blend of this. It looks like our current logo with different colors. I was like, is this the same thing? And you just swapped out some colors. And I don't like that on X or on Twitter. I called it the competitive rebuild of logos because it's like not different enough. It's just like more of the same. It's not awesome. It's not going to get you to the next level. It's not top tier. It's just like we're going to take this maybe. I don't know who decided this. I don't love it. I'll
Did
roll
see
with it.
this?
It will be fine because we'll still have the
Fans were
throwbacks.
talking about this one, which is like a little bit different. I think that one's cooler. It looks a little bit more
Yeah,
fierce.
that
Yeah.
one's clean.
You got to watch the video
Yeah,
pod, everybody.
that
I'm
one's
showing
clean
pictures
too.
on my phone. This is great podcasting.
We are going to post this one on video for the first time on Spotify. And then if you're listening elsewhere, I'll try to figure out how to get video up on the rest of them. But you might
Go
just
to
have
our
audio and
Twitter
then you
feed,
might
Dads
just.
and Dunks, and you'll see these logos that I'm talking about.
That's right. That's right. Go there too.
But yeah,
Follow.
I've been really interested. Okay, Lorian Rodriguez, like what is the feedback they're getting? Everyone's been talking about, hey, you got to change it. And I will say the logo is important to me. Again, this new one that they're showing, the Fanatics one is good. I just don't think it's great. I really just don't like our current like white and blue kind of home and road uniforms. I think they're so boring. They're so bland. I think all of our like the white throwbacks from a couple years ago, the blue throwbacks from I think that was Ant's second year. Well, they're like kind of like a mishmash of like throwbacks. The black trees we got now, the Prince purple jerseys, like I think all those are great. And our normal jerseys just suck. And so I just really
Agreed.
don't like those, and I hope we get better like jerseys and merch.
Speaking of people who can't see things, so like this Nas one over here,
Yeah,
do you like that
that's
one?
the white one. That's yeah. Like
Yeah,
if that was our
that's I
white
like that.
jersey,
That's
if the
clean.
blue one
I
was
like
like
that a
the
lot.
blue trees or the blue one we did a few years ago, awesome. And then if we had like the black trees or the Prince purple, whatever, like if those were like our 3-4 jerseys, oh, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, the clean and the jersey I'm describing for those are just the same. It's like the white jersey with the blue letter. It just says like Wolves across it. Really clean, like
We wore it
throwback
the year
looking. If you think of any of the
that we
old
lost to,
jerseys.
or sorry, that we beat Denver in Game 7 and we lost to Dallas in the Western Conference Finals. It was that jersey, that white jersey.
And then you can still say with the throwbacks like this other KG white jersey that is like our black ones, but the white version of our current black throwbacks. Yeah, I like that too for an alternate logo. But hopefully they take our feedback because I know they care a lot about what Dads and Dunks
It's
thinks
true.
of the logo. And so I think if you all just want to get on
Mark,
X, let us
Alex,
know
we're
what you
here.
think about
We're
it.
not charging anything. We just want to help the community.
Yeah, our opinions are free. So. No, I love that conversation. It's exciting because I'm just excited about the jerseys too. Regardless if it's like the kind of meh logo, as long as the jerseys, we still have the throwbacks and we get our jerseys, our clean jerseys.
I agree. All right, before we get into Howl or Foul, I want to make a note that this segment is brought to you by Ellie Anderson Psychotherapy. Ellie specializes in brain spotting and inner child work, the same therapeutic approaches many athletes use to manage pressure, stay grounded, and work through performance issues. But these approaches aren't just for athletes. They're accessible and effective for anyone navigating stressful situations. These methods work well for anyone who hasn't tried therapy before, or for anyone who has tried traditional talk therapy and didn't get the results they hoped for. Learn more at ellieandersonpsychotherapy.com. All right, Tom, what's Howl or Foul?
Okay, you received this one, so I will let you shout out who
Thank
it
you,
is
Scott.
from
Shout out,
first, and
Scott.
then if Scott. All right, and then I will read it off here. So for Howl or Foul, we have I really enjoy watching the team play fast and we're successful when we do it. Can Ant adjust to playing fast? He's talked about how he likes to play slower. Howl, yes, Ant can adjust to playing fast. Foul, no, he cannot. Josh, what is
It's a
it for
howl for
you?
me.
It's a foul for me for now, and I will
Okay, tell us more.
explain. Um, Okay. Background Wolves' pace of play is way better this year, even with Ant. They were towards the bottom, 24th or lower in the league, depending on how you calculated it. This year, they were up into top 10, 10th in pace, so a really good jump. That was part of their off season. Everything everybody was talking about. It was continuity and pace of play. The continuity thing did not work out, but the pace of play thing seems like it did. My issue with this, and Josh, you can obviously you disagree. Tell me if I'm wrong. I think that Ant needs, in order to have a faster pace of play, needs a true point guard next to him to take the mental load off of him, so that that person can bring the ball up and he can get the ball and he can move and he can have one or two quick reads that he can make. He can get downhill, he can kick it, get a few more assists playing the 2 spot instead of having him play this point guard spot where he has to be the guy that's dissecting these complicated defenses that teams are throwing at him because he gets doubled more than anyone else in the league and they're bringing it from different spots and he's got to try to navigate all that. And I think that you are naturally bogging him down just by having him play that position. And I don't know that that can change with the personnel that we have. So that's why I'm a foul for now until next year when we trade Julius and maybe some other players and get a point guard for Anthony Edwards. That's my hope. How about you?
So I said it's a howl because I'm really thinking about just like transition. And I hear what you're saying about having like a more traditional point guard to take some of that off to maybe play faster in the half court is what I think you're talking about. I'm thinking about like, let's just grab the rebound and go. Like if Rudy gets it, just outlet to Ant or Jaden or Naz or DDV or anybody, and we just go. Or if Ant gets it, he just like grabs the rebound and he goes. I just want more of that. And even if it's 4-on-4 or 3-on-3, like you don't have a numbers advantage, like just attacking before the defense is set. I mean, Ant is a top 1% athlete in the NBA when it comes to like strength, speed, explosiveness. Like he should thrive in that area. I think he could get some easy buckets. I think it is honestly a way to like remove that load of trying to play in the half court and dissect defenses is like you attack before they're set. So I was thinking about it from that perspective. So from that way, I'm like, can Ant adjust to playing fast? I think so. I don't think it's going to happen like these last 10 games. But I think if they've got DeSumo again next year, if they've got Bones again next year, Jaden seems to be fine with it. Naz seems to be fine with it. I don't know. Like I do feel like he could play fast, and I think it would help him be more efficient. And I think it would help him get in more advantageous situations because I think the hardest thing for you to do is attack a set defense.
Yeah, just so that I can play the howl sound, should I just say I agree with you on that part of it?
No, you can't take it back.
Shout out to no, I think that I just don't know that I've seen it yet. I really hope that he can. Having Io there is hopefully helpful. Having Kyle Anderson at times being like, go, go, go. And like he points at people and tries to get them moving so that he can get the outlet pass, even though he himself isn't all that fast. But he does that a lot where he's like, move, 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 get people going. That I think that hopefully they can do that because they're going to be a better team if they can. Shout out to Evan, who was listening to the pod the other day when we had our first, one of us was a foul, the other was a howl, and I didn't have a sound effect for it. I was like, I don't know what should it be? And I'm going to try to find one. He suggested that it's a wolf growling. So if you heard that a little while ago, if I've stitched it in, that's what, because we're
wolf growling. I like that. Yeah, that's good. Thank you, Evan.
So I'll try to find one. And if you heard
have your
that
kids do a wolf growl
earlier
sound
on when I stitched it in, that's good. Oh,
yeah,
like 2 of them together and record it and put them in there. That's hysterical. I might need to just bring them down here and do that. Maybe they're having a friend over too.
Just
maybe
a bunch of wolves growling.
Wait
till one of them has a birthday party to get a real good one.
But back to this. Yeah, holy cow. They're going to bring the energy. 8 and 8.
I think that the team just plays fast like Ant will play fast. I don't think he's necessarily thinking to initiate it. I think it would take another offseason, another training camp to really push him. But if the other guys are going, like he's going to go too because he wants the ball.
They'll have to not defer to him then because if he's coming back to get the ball and he's not pushing the pace, they do like to get him the ball. And so they're going to have to push it
to yell at him, like, go,
pull him along.
We'll see. I think it's going to happen.
Yeah,
and it might take a couple years, but
Finch is going to do it.
I think for him to get more easy buckets, to be more efficient when you're that level of an athlete, like, yeah. And it's true. He has said he doesn't like playing fast. I wish, because I can't remember who asked me that. It was Chris Hine or Dane Moore or somebody. I wish they would have followed up, like had him expand on it just because of his skill set. You'd think that would be a space he would thrive in, but he's great in half court too.
Yeah, and he's been working on his game in the half court and he's damn good at it. So, all right.
Let's wrap
Is that
this
it?
up.
We got more? All right. Final section is helping the pack. This is the portion of our podcast where we want to help people out, lift up youth athletes, and grow our community. We ask folks to go to dadsanddunks.com to support local youth sports fundraisers, teams, and families in need. If you have a need and a fundraiser you want us to promote, email us at dadsanddunks@gmail.com. We'll tweet it out. We'll put it up on the website. Let us know. All right. If you like the show, follow, rate, like, subscribe, and
New
tell
clips
a
and
friend.
content for Wolves Community Conversations dropping on Instagram and YouTube all week.
This is Dads and
Go
Dunks.
Wolves.
Go Wolves.